Next week, the Oscar nominations. What do you think's sort of a long shot Oscar contender that you hope is going to, because they've expanded from 5 movies a couple years ago to 10, so maybe some stuff will sneak in.
The nice thing about the widened Best Picture field is...
Which you're in favor of?
Yeah, I'm in favor of it because it does give a chance for I mean, usually what happens is that there are 3 or 4, you know, that are kind of the real nominees that seem to be really in contention.
Let's see if we can get to those, the real nominees.
I think those will be Lincoln, Zero Dark 30, I think Les Miserables, probably Argo up in there. But you know, I would love to see a movie that I know we both love, Beasts of the Southern Wild, which is not a movie that will win Best Picture, but boy, it would be great to
of
see
all the movies
some nominations for that.
This year. Beasts of the Southern Wild sort of taught me a little bit. In the same way, a flawed movie, Cloud Atlas. What do you think of that movie?
You know, I admired the ambition of that movie so much, and in parts of it, I admired the execution.
Sounds like you're talking about a haircut that didn't turn out very well.
Well, there were a lot of bad haircuts in the movie, speaking of come to that.
Yeah.
And a lot of very strange prosthetic makeup effects.
I brought no expectation of that film and watched it as a series of vignettes and liked it very much. The Master, on the other hand, I respect its achievement. I respect that it's going to be in the 5. It didn't quite get there for me.
A lot of people who didn't like The Master just felt very, very detached from it and very kind of at a remove from the characters. I felt very much inside it. I mean, maybe that just says something about my own mental state, that I kind of, you know, felt very in tune with these messed up characters.
Another movie about crazy that was far more divisive, Silver Linings Playbook.
Yeah.
Where'd you end up on that?
I just got fired, actually.
Oh, really? How?
By having sex with everybody in the office.
Everybody?
I was kind of in the middle on it. I didn't love it. I mean, there are people who just embrace that movie, you know.
I think it's partly because you got unexpected performances out of Bradley Cooper, Jennifer
Lawrence, Robert De Niro.
Y'all ain't gonna make it out of this county alive.
I didn't see Django yet.
I don't think the Academy is quite ready for Django.
That's a little sad, isn't it?
I thought that Django, I mean, it's in some ways a wildly irresponsible movie to kind of take one of the great atrocities of American history, slavery, and turn it into a kind of cartoon, blaxploitation, spaghetti western farce. But I also think that it's a very, very challenging and in a way, I dare say, ethically serious movie.
Bullseye.
No, I really liked The Gray.
Uh-huh.
I was stunned to see that on your list.
Well, because look, I mean, it's a total genre movie. It's a total, you know, action movie, man against the elements.
Liam Neeson growling. Oh.
I just thought it was really kind of blunt and effective, and I had a really good time, and I also was very weirdly moved by it, by all these manly men in the wilderness dealing with the elements, with the wolves, kind of, you know, sharing their feelings in their awkward manly ways. I
kind of reminds me of this show. We could build
a
little campfire
That's a
here.
movie we could have seen together.
Our crew is rather wolf-like when you think about it.
They're off there in the darkness.
And all I can see is.
But that movie is not going to get any Oscar nominations. Let's
what about
let's stay. I don't think for this. No.
Can I talk about a movie that changed the way the way I look at movies? Rust and Bone. I love movies that contort and twist your expectations.
Yes.
Turns out human beings, complicated.
Yes.
Motivations, very complicated.
Yeah. Since we're talking about the Oscars, the other categories that people get really excited about and have strong rooting interest in are the acting categories.
Right.
Of the performances that you've seen this year, which ones have really done it for you?
Well, I'm a Philip Seymour Hoffman guy, so I loved what he did in The Master. I think Daniel Day-Lewis and Lincoln, unbelievable.
Denzel Washington?
Yeah, that's a classic Oscar performance. It's you know, a dude under stress, manning up, doing what he has to do, and finding a kind of redemption.
No one could have landed that plane like I did.
The Young Woman in Beast.
Kevin Wallace, yes. Yeah.
Is she going to be in there?
Who the man?
With a performer that young, it's almost, you know, it's just on a kind of on the boundary between what is and isn't acting. But I think she's extraordinary. I mean,
somebody I want to see all over the Oscars is Anne Hathaway, and the reason is, I'm not like a Dark Knight guy, but she was the one in that movie that was so game. I think you wrote that,
and she can sing.
Oh, can she sing? Yeah. I like narrative, crazy about it, but I'm loving the docs.
It's been an amazing year for documentaries.
What was your favorito?
I really like this Israeli documentary called Gatekeepers,
which I have not seen.
Oh my God, it's a mind-blowing movie. It's interviews with the 6 former heads of the Shin Bet, which is the Secret Service, top secret spy organization. It's a very sobering movie about the contemporary Middle East. There was also a terrific documentary, Queen of Versailles.
Oh, that beautifully cast, beautifully done.
Yes, an amazing story of our times.
Can I stick in a few of mine?
Yeah.
Love, Never Sorry. Ai Weiwei.
是有很奇特的经验过，就会在你心中就会存在了。这个东西谁也拿不走。
How to Survive a Plague, which was also put out by IFC.
Yeah.
Probably my second or third favorite movie, not documentary, of the year, Searching for Sugar Man.
That was a great one. That was a great one. Also, Central Park 5. That was terrific. The weird category always is foreign language films, because a lot of those come out during the run-up and after the Oscars. They don't have to have opened in the United States in the year before. There's a really interesting Romanian one called Beyond the Hills. Also, we don't. The problem too is
film critics always, you need to go see this Romanian movie, and it's
That's
like,
a good-
what?
That's a country that punches way beyond its weight when it comes to making good films. But the thing is that each country gets only one submission. So you were just talking about Rust and Bone, which you would think would be a lock to be the French submission.
It would be a lock for best film for me.
No,
I mean.
but instead they submitted this movie called The Intouchables, which is a kind of a feel-good interracial buddy movie that was a huge hit in France, but it's kind of.
I mean, Jerry Lewis was a huge hit in France.
Well.
Let's face it.
But there's also a French language film shot in Paris with French actors, which is the Austrian submission for Best Foreign Language Film, which for me was the best movie of the year, hands down, which is Amour, Michael Haneke's movie.
Portrait of Aging.
Portrait of Aging and Death and Decline, which is every bit as cheerful as it sounds.
At least this year, you can't say, the movies are so crappy. Who even cares? The movies are great this year.
Was that an impression of me? Was that me? Did I
It was
say
you on maybe one
that
of your...
or was that Lincoln? Was that Daniel Day-Lewis doing the
Maybe
whiny
I
Lincoln?
should get an Oscar. The
should,
thing
you
is,
should.
you can root against the Oscars and you say it's a sordid affair of overdressed people. But this year, at least what you can't say is it's not honoring good and important movies. I can't wait to see what they nominate.
Amen.